Hello YouTube and welcome to JLB Productions. This is Bruno Luce here, and today I have a special video for you requested many times by viewers but never delivered up to this point. Today we have a full overview and user guide on the Yamaha MG124CX compact mixing console. Now, unfortunately, in the time between when the requests were made and this filming, Yamaha has discontinued this particular version of the MG series. The current replacement for this console that you see in front of you is the MG12XU, and there are a number of differences, but I think you'll find that what is in this video is also generally applicable to that new console as well. Some of the effects are a little bit different, and they have removed the inserts on the channels, but apart from that, I think most of the information should transfer over. Of course, if you still have a MG124CX, as many thousands and thousands of people do, this video is for you. So without any further delay, let's get going. All right, now to begin with, let me just give you a quick overview of the setup that you'll be hearing during this review. I have, as you can see here, a couple of microphones. The one that you're listening to right now is the Audio-Technica AE5100. This is a large diaphragm end address condenser microphone, and the other one, which you'll hear subsequently, is a bog standard Shure SM58. So this way you can hear the differences between condenser and dynamic microphones. Right now, I'm about 10 inches from the AE5100. The 5100 is in channel 4, the 58 is in channel 2. The output of the mixer is connected directly to my video camera, and the automatic gain control on the video camera has been turned off. So any variations in volume that you hear are from the mixer itself. All right, so very quickly, let's go over the various sections of this mixer and then we'll get into the details. This mixer, as you can see by the number, is a 12-channel console, and it also has two subgroups. So going from the left, you have 6 mono channels, of which 2 are hybrid mono stereo. So you have a total of 6 mono inputs, and on the mono channels, the first 4 mono channels, you have a line input, an insert point, a gain control, and their 1 knob compressor. On the remaining 2 mono channels, which are actually hybrid, you have a line input, which defaults to mono if you connect there, and then you have another line input which can be used when you connect a stereo source. You have 2 stereo inputs here labeled 9, 10, and 11, 12. Each of them has a pair of RCA connectors and a pair of TS or quarter-inch connectors there. You have a 2-track in and record out. You also have a return, which can be used as an additional stereo input or to return an external effects unit. You have a foot switch connector for a foot switch, which is used to mute the internal effects. You have 2 aux sends. One here can be used either pre or post fader, and the other one is the output of the internal effects processor. On this corner, you have the main outputs on XLRs. You also have them duplicated on quarter-inch. You have a group output, which is for the group here. You have a monitor out. Now, what the monitor out does is it basically duplicates the output of the headphone jack. And this is mainly for use in a recording situation. If you were recording, you would connect the main outputs to your recorder, and you would connect the monitor out to your studio monitors. The main difference, of course, is that the monitor out allows you to hear when one of the PFL switches is depressed. Okay, so that's a very quick run through of the connector section. Let's start doing the channels one at a time. Okay, let's begin to look at the channels in detail. Let's focus our attention on channel 4, which is where the AE5100 that you're listening to me through now is plugged in. At the top of the channel strip, you have an XLR input, which is used for connecting microphones and also the outputs of DI boxes. Below that, you have a line input. Now, this line input will accept both balanced as well as unbalanced sources, so you can use TS jacks or TRS jacks. Below that is an insert point. Now, the insert points are missing from the XU version, the current production version of this mixer. And some people think that the line input is also missing. But what actually has happened is that on the XU version, the XLR input is what's called a combo jack, meaning that there is an additional connector in the center, that hole that you can see, which can be used when you're plugging in a guitar cable. Now, what does this insert point do? The insert point is used in conjunction with an insert cable that looks like this, and I'll just lie it here so that you can see. On one end, the insert cable uses a TRS or balance connector, which connects to the insert point. And the insert point is literally an output as well as an input. In other words, it's a patch to the channel strip at that point. And you'd use it to connect to an external effects unit or more commonly, a gate or compressor. So as you can see here, that breaks out to two unbalanced TS connectors, one of which is the tip and the other one, the unlabeled one in this case, is the ring. So if you were connecting to a compressor, for example, you'd connect this connector to the input of the compressor, the tip, and you'd connect the ring or this one to the output of the compressor. And that is known as an effect in place or in line. For more information on this, please see my video, How to Connect the PreSonus ACP88. Moving on down the channel strip, you have a gain control. Now, the gain control, as you know, is set in the standard way in conjunction with the PFL button down here. I'm just going to show you how gain is set. We'll keep this on and I'll demonstrate using the SM58. So press PFL and talk into the microphone. Check, check, 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And in this case, there is the SM58. And as I've mentioned in other videos, you want to try and adjust the gain so that under normal situations, you're hitting at or near 0. For some reason, I can't quite get it that high. And there we are. But maybe that's because I'm not a screaming heavy metal vocalist. Anyway, that's how you would set gain on the channel. Now let's go back to this mic. Below the gain control, there is a high pass or low cut filter. And in this case, it is set at 80 Hertz and it is 12 dB per octave, meaning that at 40 Hertz, you'd be 12 dB down from where you were at 80. I've got it switched in now. I'll switch it out so that you can hear what it sounds like. Check 1, 2, that's in. Now that's out. Check, check, 1, 2. A little bit closer. Check, check, 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2. Proximity effect having something to do with it there. Below the high pass filter, you have Yamaha's one knob compressor. Now I have another video that is just on these compressors alone. But in this video, I'd like to tell you what the specifications of these are. Now, I was not able to find any specific information on the compressors on this model besides that which is printed on the panel here. However, the current model, the XU series compressors, they have an attack time of 25 milliseconds and a release time of 300. Now, what about threshold and ratio? On this mixer, as you can see, with the knob all the way down, the gain is 0 dB and the threshold is plus 20. In other words, it's a very, very high threshold. As you raise the knob, what happens is you're increasing the gain and you're bringing the threshold down. Now on the XU series compressors, you're also increasing the ratio. The ratio goes from 1:1 with the knob fully counterclockwise to 4:1 with it fully clockwise. So I'll let you hear that. Check, check, 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can hear there, as I turn the knob clockwise, my average level goes up. And that's what these one knob compressors do. They basically increase the average level of the signal. For more information on this, please see my video, How to Use a One Knob Compressor. Moving along down the channel strip, we have the EQ or equalization section. There's also a peak light. Now the peak indicator will come on when the signal is within 3 decibels of clipping. So in general, you don't want this to stay on, right? Occasionally the clip light coming on is okay, but you don't want it to stay on. On this mixer, you have 3 bands of EQ. You have a high and a low, which are shelving, and a peaking mid. The frequencies, the low is set at 100, the mid is set at 2.5 kilohertz, and the high is set at 10 kilohertz. Very traditional EQ centers for a 3-band fixed EQ. I'll just let you hear how they sound. First of all, with the condenser microphone, here's the low. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check 1, 2, 3, 4. You can hear the aircon rumble there. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Fully counterclockwise. You've got plus minus 15. Now the mid, check 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm still about 6-8 inches from the microphone. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check 1, 2, 3, 4. Fully cut there. And finally the high at 10 kilohertz. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. And the other way, check 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's go on to the 58. Here's the Shure SM58. I'll just set the compressor to about 12 o'clock and I'll switch the high pass filter in. All right, now with this one, I'm holding the 58 about a couple inches from my mouth. And let's run through the EQ again. First of all, the low, check 1, 2, 3, 4. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. That's your great proximity effect. Going the other way, check 1, 2, 3, 4. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the mid, check, check 1, 2, 3, 4. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Other way, check 1, 2, 3, 4. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Finally the high, check, check 1, 2, 3, 4. And check, check 1, 2, 3, 4. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Below the EQ section, you have the mixer's single aux send. The mixer actually has 2 aux sends. It has this one, which is switchable pre or post fader, right? Typically, you'd use pre-fader for stage monitors, and post fader if you were sending to a recorder or something like that. And below that, you have the effects send. Now, what the effects send does is it routes the effects to the mixer's internal effects engine, which you can see over here, and we'll cover the effects send in conjunction with this. Below that, you have your standard pan knob. Pan to the left, you can hear now I'm on your left, and pan to the right, I'm on your right. Pan center, equal amounts go to left and right. Now, if you are using the single pair of groups that this mixer features, panning to the left will send your signal only to group 1, and panning hard right will send it only to group 2. So you could, for example, have all your vocals on group 2 and all your instruments on group 1, depending on how you want to route your signals. Below that, you have an on button. Please note, channels on this mixer are off by default. You have to turn them on, otherwise you get no sound, right? On many mixers, you'll have a mute button. On this one, if the light is off, you get no sound, okay? Below that, PFL. And down here, you have your 60mm fader. Next to the fader, you have two routing buttons. This button labeled 1, 2 is to route the signal to the subgroup. And this button labeled ST routes it directly to the master fader. And we've now arrived at the bottom of the channel strip. Let's move on to the two stereo channels. So as you know, the first 6 channels, the first 4 are strictly mono, right? They have an XLR input, a line input, and an insert point. The next 2 are what we call hybrid channels. So you have an XLR input and you have left and right 1/4 inch inputs. Now these are balanced or unbalanced depending on what you connect. If you connect a single cable, it becomes a mono channel. If you connect a left and a right, whatever you plug in here is sent to the left output, and whatever you plug in here is sent to the right output. So you cannot use the XLR and 1/4 inch inputs at the same time. Plugging in to the jack inputs overrides the XLR. On these two channels, as you can see, you have RCA as well as 1/4 inch inputs and RCA and 1/4 inch inputs. The last two channels are notable in that they do not have any gain control, and also you'll notice that there is no provision for left mono. In other words, these are strictly stereo channels. They're designed for CD players, computer audio, iPods, iPads, that sort of thing. Ones where the signal coming into the mixer is already at or near line level. If you need a little bit of boost, you can connect to these, and I'll just show you the connectors that you would use. To connect to the 1/4 inch, you might use a cable like this. So as you can see, you've got a mini jack connector on this end, and you've got two unbalanced 1/4 inch connectors here. You might also use a cable like this. So you have mini jack to 2 RCA, and you'd use that to connect to this one. And finally, if you were plugging in a CD player, something like that, you could use a cable like this, which is RCA on both ends. If you wanted to, you could also use an adapter such as this one to convert one end to 1/4 inch in order to connect to these, whichever suits your purposes. Just remember that on these channels, you have no gain control and you have no provision for mono signals. They are strictly stereo. The other thing, of course, is that as you'll notice here, there is no mid control. You have only a high and a low. Low is shelving at 100 and the high is shelving at 10 kilohertz. There's also no high pass filter, no one knob compressor. They're quite basic. You also have the ability to route these to the aux send, pre or post fader, and the internal effects unit, or an external one if you've got it hooked up. Pan control, on button, the rest all the same.